You believed beginnings had to be earned. That restarts came with conditions. You looked at your past and saw failure, not potential. You became fluent in, "I'm fine," expert in changing the subject, master of the polite smile that never quite reached your eyes. You mistook self-criticism for motivation, believed that being hard on yourself meant you were serious. But seriousness without self-compassion is just harshness. You normalized the ache of feeling behind, believed this was just how life worked, that your worth wasn't valid unless you caught up. You equated starting over with starting from zero, believed that needing kindness meant you were weak, so you pushed, even when your soul craved gentleness. But what if kindness wasn't a shortcut? What if it was the foundation, the soil from which your new beginning grows? You fear what happens if you're kind to yourself. If you start from care, not critique, will you be soft? Will you lose your edge? You've worn the label of hard on myself like a badge, not realizing it was also a wound that kept you from accessing the part of you who knows rest. You learned that being gentle meant being left behind. So you numbed, you minimized your need for pause, you buried the feelings that you needed, support. The truth is, the pushing itself is the exhaustion, the performing, the numbing, the constant management of how driven you appear. It's what's draining you. You've been told to be tough, to grind. But what if grinding is what's keeping you from truly thriving? You've spent so long fitting into everyone else's chapter. You've almost forgotten what it feels like to just be, to exist in your own story without managing the image of your hustle. What if your fatigue isn't a flaw? What if it's data? Your body, your mind. They were trying to tell you it was time to stop, and they were right. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are human, and being human means having limits, having needs, having a right to exist without constant motion. Real strength, real presence, isn't built on performance or busyness. It's built on your ability to be present, exactly as you are, messy, complex, whole. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about integrating it, making peace with the part of you who learned to push, and giving them permission to pause now. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be uncertain. You are allowed to take up space without apology. You are allowed to rest. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world taught you that rest was shameful. It's about coming home to yourself. You don't have to push anymore. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to be perfect. You can start right where you are, honoring the part of you that's been waiting to stop. Start listening again, to your body, to your boundaries, to that small voice that whispers, "This doesn't feel right." Stop normalizing what harms you, and start honoring what nourishes you. You are worthy of love exactly as you are, not for the act you put on, but for the beating heart beneath it, not for your performance, but for your presence. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about rewriting the story, not to forget the pain of pushing, but to understand its role and reclaim your power to pause. The pressure you carried was never yours alone to bear. It was a burden placed upon you by a world obsessed with hustle. And now, it's time to lay it down. You are not broken. You are human. You are complex. You are worthy of love, support, and gentle healing. Exactly as you are. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. Sometimes the deepest wounds are the quietest. For a gentle guide to help you identify, understand, and begin to heal these hidden parts of yourself, explore the link in the description.